You know, one of the many things I love about this job is I did not expect today to unravel like this at all. I don't think anyone really saw this one coming. We've had videos on this channel about free VSM. We've had videos on this channel about free Jamppi, quite a few of those. Some people out there who, when they were kids, unfortunately faced some VAC bans. Whether or not you think they deserve those VAC bans, well, a lot of people out there fighting for their freedom for what they did as a simple kid out there. It is today that CSGO has now announced both of them and any other VAC bans lasting longer than 5 years. Well, those pro players are now allowed to compete again, which is pretty freaking crazy. And again, I just did not expect today to go this route. Yes, CSGO has now finally freed some of those VAC ban pros and players. As in their recent blog post titled New RMR Eligibility Guidelines, they did say, as we enter the 2021 RMR season, we've decided to revisit some of our event guidelines. Up until today, players were ineligible to participate in Valve-sponsored events if they had ever received a VAC ban in CSGO. These guidelines had not seen an update since the game was new, and all CSGO VAC bans were relatively recent. But VAC bans can now be more than 8 years old, so we've decided to update them. Moving forward, a VAC ban will now only disqualify a player from an event if it was either received less than 5 years prior or if it was received at any time after their first participation in a Valve-sponsored event. Note that VAC bans stay in place with all other effects. The only change is how they influence your eligibility to play in Valve-sponsored events. There are other reasons a player may not be eligible to participate in Valve-sponsored events. These remain unchanged. This line directly correlating to what a lot of people thought at first was match fixers also being freed. That is not the case here. It is only for VAC bans outlasting 5 years. And I know right away when I posted about this, people thought that Swag and people thought that Steel and all of the iBuyPower guys were also freed to participate in majors. That is simply not the case. There are a lot of opinions out there, a lot of people firing on about this. You know, the difference between cheaters as well as match fixers, certainly there is a big difference. I don't think we need to talk too much about the ongoing ESIC investigations, the legal repercussions these pros are facing for match fixing as compared to cheating like VSM and Jamppi with their VAC bans. Most importantly, VSM and Jamppi are now free, maybe a few others. It's just so exciting to see, but I think it's an okay thing to bring up. Is this too little, too late from Valve? I will not forget about all the things that Nell has reported on, others talking about, of course, Jamppi's ongoing legal case against Valve to try and lift his VAC ban, and he was denied. That all failed. That long, strenuous process, that failed, just to have several months later, after he was pretty much forced to jump ship to a different esport in Valorant, now playing for Liquid, a great pickup. Now, months later, the same people who denied him are coming back and saying, you're free. Like, that's gotta hurt, even though Jamppi, despite all of that, still taking to Twitter to say, thank you, CSGO, I am finally freed, which is super exciting. We have Norse, we have Ryan at Rushby, a lot of great people on Twitter giving their opinions on this as to, you know, how this is a great thing, but certainly it's also a hairy thing. You know, there's going to be people out there who forever think if you cheated at any point in your life, you deserve to be banned for life. There are people out there like that. And then we have Glaive saying free VSM, free Jamppi, free everyone. Chris J saying, there are some people out there who certainly deserve their bans, but yeah, people like iBuyPower, he thinks, have served their punishment long enough. I think Chris J and AZ were going back and forth about the difference between cheating in a competitive match, which Chris J thinks might be worse than throwing, in his opinion, but also it's very subjective. This is a case by case. There are, to his point, a lot of levels to this, and breaking those down here in this video is just going to be pretty much impossible. So I ask all of you guys, is this too little, too late? VSM, I mean, it's got to be the day of his life, right? I cannot wait to see when we do see him compete at these RMR and Valve sponsored and the big boy events now. That's awesome. For someone like Jamppi, now you're faced with another life choice. Do you stay in Valorant or do you float back to the game you've been playing since you were just a kid? It's just incredible. It does seem to me to be very curious timing. And yes, I would agree that obviously match fixing and cheating are very, very different, but it's a case-by-case basis. Certainly, there are some cheaters out there who maybe deserve worse punishments than some match fixers. But again, that's such a hairy subject. You got to break it down almost case by case. So let's just take it for what it is right now. We have a couple players who were given VAC bans when they were just children who are now free to compete. And that's an awesome move. It might be too late, but it's still an awesome move and a big announcement that a lot of us did not see coming. What do you guys think? Until next time, drink some water, drink some coffee. I'll catch you guys back here sometime soon.